we just got finished Halo season 1, and I I don't know how, I have feelings. I don't like. Okay, dude, you need to say something. I
I'm
gotta bounce off
Jared.
you.
This is Ben.
I always
And
do
welcome
that.
to another episode of Worth Your Time.
I always
um,
do that.
so going into this, I had played the Halo games one time each years ago. Like I think when 5 came out, like I played through all of them and then played through 5, and I still haven't played through Infinite yet. But I like the games. I just don't know a ton about the stories. Going into this, I didn't have a ton of like previous knowledge or anything like that. I absolutely hated the first half. Like,
Yeah,
despised it.
yeah,
That character Quan Ha, I think her name was.
yeah.
What were they thinking with her? Like, she's
You can
not,
tell.
you've read the books and stuff. She's not in any of that, right?
No, she doesn't exist. At
Okay. So
least I don't
why,
recognize her.
why was she such a focus? Such a focus that they gave her a whole episode without Master Chief, without any of the other characters, and just focused on her. Like, oh my God. But,
You notice how in
oh, go
the
ahead.
end she wasn't even there.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
I think they knew that she was a stupid character. They just
Yeah.
kind of dropped her.
But I mean, this third to last episode was her solo episode. So I really hope they don't do that again next season because the last 2 episodes kind of saved it for me.
Yes.
It was such a drag. Like, it was hard to get through this. It really
Yes.
was.
If you're
Like,
going into this as like a Halo fan, it's rough. The only way
mhm.
I got through it was because I established that this is an alternate timeline. This isn't canon. This is like a whole other like retelling of this story. And even then, it was just a bit cringe in places. And I agree with you. And the last couple episodes is what brought it back. I
Mhm.
only kept watching, one, for the show, but two, because I'm interested in the world of Halo. So it was. I wish every episode was like the last two.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see from season 2. Like, I'm hoping maybe they found their footing and it'll be a little bit easier to get through and more enjoyable because it's like I just like there was things that I just wasn't catching up on. I don't know if I was just so uninterested I wasn't paying attention to every little thing and catching every little thing, but like there was I could barely remember characters' names throughout. Like I there was like at one point where Keys uh I was like, wait, why is she saying like she's her daughter or something? You're like, because that's Halsey's daughter. And I was like, I know that. And then like the second to last episode, I was like, wait, is the captain guy her father? And you were like, yes. I was like,
They
oh,
only
I
like
got it
said
now.
several times, "I love you, Dad," or it's like, oh my goodness.
um, but I was really interested in John's story uh, about him being taken as a child and stuff.
Do we
Like without
want
getting
to
into spoilers or anything. What were you gonna say?
to do we want to get into spoilers? I mean, we kind of gave our opinions on it.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get into spoilers.
I'd say the last 2 episodes are worth your time. The rest of it, last 2 episodes, sure.
Yeah. And I you kind of don't really need, you could watch the recap on the second to last episode and just be like, oh,
Yeah,
okay. Like, especially if you know Halo, you know, like
yeah,
you don't need to see all of that. So you can just be
yeah,
like, oh, okay. Because there are some pretty good fight scenes and there are some pretty good moments in the last 2 episodes that I think are worth your time for sure.
yeah.
So spoilers. You want to go ahead and give a little roundup about some spoilery stuff that happened?
What do you mean?
Like what your thoughts are on some of the
Uh,
reveals and stuff?
were there reveals?
Yeah, kind of. If you didn't know the story, like the fact
That's what's hard for me. Okay, what does it reveal to you?
that Halsey kidnapped these people when they
Oh,
were
see,
children,
I just knew that. That wasn't a reveal for me.
okay, well, I feel like that's a reveal in the show because it's not, you don't know that, like, in the start. Like, none of the characters knew it. And it's revealed
Yeah.
to the characters. So, them all finding that out, and then John having to, like, convince the other Spartans in that, like, second to last episode, I found that a really compelling motivation. And then Keyes coming forward and saying, like, look, I even helped, like, it's true, listen to John, because that is kind of like this thing to be indoctrinated in you, like to just fight for this cause and this is the right thing to do, and like only think of this, like this is the way of life. But then also the other side of the girl, I forget her name, that was kidnapped by the Covenant when she was a kid, and her to have this cause, like she thinks she's doing the right thing. So it's really cool to see the comparison between the two, and then to realize that neither one of the causes are really 100% right. It felt a lot of like the Clone Wars in that aspect, like the Separatist and the Republic, like neither one of them are 100% good or 100% evil. Like there's a little bit of light on both sides. You need to find the compromise. You need to find the middle ground. And that's what I kind of liked about it.
What I thought was interesting was that so like Spartans were originally made to stop insurrection, quell rebellion. This is before they even knew the Covenant even existed. That's why they were created. And then once the Covenant showed up, they then marketed Spartans as super soldiers to fight for humanity. And there was a whole sort of debate, or sort of sweeping things under the rug, saying, oh, Spartans were made to fight aliens. And no, they were made to fight other humans. And that was like a whole big point, like throughout the books and even the games a little bit, and that was a whole sticking point. I felt weird they didn't even mention that. But I do like how they did actually have, Master Chief John be upset about him being abducted as a kid, because in the books, he kind of, it's not that he doesn't care, that he just kind of accepts it. This is his life. I don't remember him ever actively attacking Halsey. And I never remember him being on bad terms with Halsey. But I just remember a lot of Spartans, they just kind of accept it because that's all they knew. I mean, when that's all you know, and you were literally trained as a soldier to handle, classified information all the time, something like that is kind of small beans when you're talking about the state of the, humanity.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of interesting how in the books it's not that he doesn't care, it's just he kind of glosses over it. But they really dialed in onto his personal thoughts on this, which sorry. On one hand, I'm like, it's nice to see him actually have emotion. On the other hand, it's like, that's not really Master Chief, though.
Yeah.
Master Chief, it's not that Master Chief doesn't have emotion, it's that he displays it differently. He doesn't just come out and say it, he does, it's subtle the way he displays it. So I don't know. I didn't hate it, but it felt a little weird, him being so emotional. The part I did hate, why the frick was his helmet always off?
Pretty much the entire time. Yeah.
Right. And I'm not even playing up to the fact that Master Chief has never removed his helmet in the games. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking on active, like, combat scenarios, his helmet's off.
Yeah.
The second the shooting stops, they all take their helmets off. I'm like, there could be a second wave. Like, what are you doing? Like, they're in the bunker, and there was like active like combat happening, and they're running to the bunker with the helmets in their arms. I'm like, put your stupid helmet on.
Yeah.
They're in the ship, and the ship's like freaking out, and like they're going to crash whenever, and like their helmets aren't on. I'm like, put your freaking helmet on. If nothing will stop you from banging your head and go unconscious. Like, I get they want to show the character's emotion, but they can do the whole Iron Man faceplate thing if they wanted to do that, like see into the helmet. They did that several times. I don't know why they kept having them just take the helmets off.
Yeah. I could see maybe the actors asking to take the helmets off more, but I don't know.
It's not their characters.
I know.
They could freaking look. If the actors want to take the helmets off, is it really that hard to put a CGI Master Chief just sitting in a chair?
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Why? Why are they? I don't understand. It's a stupid point. Why?
Yeah. One thing I will say I think they handled quite well is Cortana. I felt like Cortana was spot on. She was great. I loved her. She's adorable.
I like the character. I don't know if I like the canonical reason for her to exist, though. As far as I understood, at least canonically, she was never meant to take over Master Chief. She was only ever meant as an assistant, kind of enhance him. So this was kind of weird the way they did this, and because the first game, that's like, I can't remember if that's like the first time. That's not the first time you're with Cortana, but it's still very early on. But like you read about the first time in one of the books, and he doesn't like it, but he's never like against Cortana, which is so weird to me. I really hope we get into a relationship between him and Cortana in season 2. Even if we don't watch it, I probably will. Just I'm a Halo fanboy.
Loosely. We don't watch it.
I don't know if you wanted to watch it or not.
Watch it. We're gonna catch up.
Okay.
Watch it as it comes out.
I'm ready. Okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where this is going or not.
We got 3 episodes in so far. Whenever this comes out, there's probably more, but 3 episodes are out right now. I'm thinking we'll watch them tomorrow and Thursday, catch up, and then hopefully we can watch weekly, and then at the end of the season we can come back and give our thoughts.
The show felt like they spent the first half of the season setting things up, but they would take 2 episodes or something. They should have taken 1.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I agree.
Like they took twice as long for things. Like the whole thing with what's his face, the dude on the rubble, the messed up arm, the ex-Spartan.
Oh, the guy who played Shocker in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That guy.
We're gonna call him Shocker.
Start with an R or something like that. I can't remember. Was it Rowan? I don't. Whatever. His character. Not that I hated it, but it felt unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like what? The whole part with the girl and him at all.
It was all unnecessary. It was very unnecessary. And I'm wondering if they're even going to bring her up in season 2. I hope they don't.
Yeah. See, there is a really good story that I would love to see them put on like TV or whatever, of a insurrectionist, point of view, but also UNSC point. Like I'll just give you a brief synopsis. There's another Spartan named Naomi. I believe she's a Spartan too. Her father was like a leader of the insurrectionists. He was like a big shot. Remember, Spartan 2s were abducted. And she's a Spartan too. They come together fighting each other, and they find out that they're father and daughter.
Oh.
So and it's awesome in the books. Imagine watching that on like a show.
Yeah. Like
that realization that, oh yeah, I knew that my daughter was a clone because it didn't make, he figured it out, and then this whole thing, seeing that would be awesome. But they did this weird other thing that just wasn't good. She had Rey vibes, like Star Wars Rey vibes. Like she was like the star child for no reason.
Yeah.
I don't know how she broke freaking sheet metal on that bike with a rock, but the handcuffs are just still there. Explain that to me. She's driving through She's driving through a sandstorm with no goggles, and she's like, "Oh my god, whatever."
Yeah.
I'm like, for starters, how is that vehicle even still operating? Yeah. It's like you can hear the engine. It's a combustion engine. It needs air. We're sucking in gallons of sand. How are you not blinded? What?
Yeah.
Some of the, especially early on, it was rough.
It was very rough. It was later rough on to keep going. I told you multiple times, I really really don't want to watch this today.
Yeah.
I want to do something I enjoy. But like I said, the last 2 episodes
Yes.
saved it for me. It really did.
It's weird. It feels like that final fight scene that we saw was probably planned out early because you could tell
Mhm.
that it wasn't just as polished
Yeah.
like the other stuff we've seen.
hmm
But like the second to last episode, I feel like was planned out later because it seemed a lot more nice. It wasn't perfect, but it seemed a lot more nicer.
Yeah.
But that last fight scene was just very rough and like
Yeah.
very like, you know, like YouTube animation esque. And I was
Yeah.
just like, that had to have been like one of the earlier things they worked on because it felt like the first part of the season, not the second part.
Yeah.
But like all in all, it's this isn't a good show. I can't be like, oh yeah, 2 episodes out of the whole show makes it worth it. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Because there's 9 episodes. That's not even like 1/4, you know?
I would say the second to last episode was the best.
Yeah, I agree.
In my opinion.
I agree. All right. Well, we'll start watching season 2 next.
Yeah, I heard that they like got rid of their whole like writing team.
Okay.
And like they were like, yeah, we're fixing this.
Yeah.
So I hope I hope their prop guy like either gets bigger budget or something. Because you can tell some of his props were just like styrofoam.
Well, season 1 came out 2 years ago now. It was 2022. So hopefully with some time that's passed, maybe the CGI will look a little bit better and maybe the props will be a little bit, you know?
It's just weird. Like at one point they're pulling the artifact. It looks like a piece of styrofoam. I'm like, that is what? Anyways, I guess we'll have to see what season 2 is like, and we're just gonna have to go with it.